something we've always wanted to say for one of our E-Club programs live from Lisbon. It's Nancy and Tom Hardy. Not Saturday night. We're recording this on Wednesday afternoon, Lisbon time. I believe that the final plenary has happened, and now you're waiting for the closing session of the in Rotary International Convention. Is that correct?
That's right. We just finished, about 2 hours ago. We finished the fourth session. Had some great speakers, Jane Goodall and Céline Cousteau, amongst others, and we officially voted in Gary Wang as our 2014-15 president. So it was a successful day, and a little bit more, we'll have the closing session.
So that's pretty exciting. What are you expecting to come up during the closing session? Have they billboarded anything for you?
No. Well,
yes, we do have four musical acts. They're supposedly highly well-known in Europe, not so much in the United States, but they're touting them as being pretty exciting, a Grammy winner and a few other people. The new incoming president will be speaking.
Yeah, Ron Burton.
And whatever else, other hoo-ha that may happen, we never always know for sure.
Yeah, the closing plenary is traditionally a lot about tradition. There'll be a banner exchange where the current President's Club will present an RI Club President banner to the new President's Club or representatives from the club. It's always kind of heavy on entertainment, so I think we're going to have the Lisbon Symphony in, and we're going to have a couple of other performers. So the opening and closing are kind of more ceremonial and fun, and it's 2, 3, and 4 where you have the real substance stuff, the real speakers and folks who come from the outside, things like that.
During the opening ceremony, we hear that there's a flag presentation of flags of countries represented in Rotary. How was that, and was there any reference to any new countries to Rotary? There have been at least one recently.
Actually, I'm sure Nancy will add on, but that's always been one of my favorite parts of the convention. It was just another great job. It had the Portuguese students carrying in the flags this year. University students did a wonderful job. And there was a new Rotary flag, or a new flag coming into Rotary this year. And I'm very embarrassed to say that I don't remember what country it was.
I think it was an island somewhere.
I think it was an island in the Pacific.
In the Pacific.
It was the Maldives. Republic of Maldives.
And now I don't have to challenge you to watch our E-Club program to do a makeup 2 weeks ago when we talked about exactly that.
They got introduced. They got a big hoopla for being the new country. They had their own introduction. And usually the flags stay on the floor of the stage, but they figured out some kind of a gizmo where once the flags were all in there, they were able to raise this platform with the flags and then tip it. So all the flags now are above us, tipped over. So it's pretty cool.
Ooh, not bad.
Yeah, and the ceremony was also nice because the new country, Maldives, they always get, their flag comes in almost last. The last two were always the host country and the RI president's country. So it was Portugal and Japan that came in last, but Maldives was right before that. So it was very cool.
So they introduced them as new instead of just putting them in alphabetically wherever they went.
Right. Yeah, they get a special info.
Yes.
But everybody else goes in alphabetical order by English.
So let me ask you a location question. Where are you right now? Such an interesting background over your shoulders. Where are you physically as we have this conversation?
Well, right now we hold the computer into the House of Friendship. Technically, it's within Pavilion 2 and 3 of the International something in Portugal, where the convention is happening.
Center.
But shorthanded is the House of Friendship, or as we like to call it, the House of Friendship.
We can move off to the side so you can see.
Yes, let's see what we're looking at.
Okay, let's just a little bit. I'll try to rotate a little bit there.
Ah, it's as if we're in Lisbon with you.
Almost.
Yeah. I could try to snag a Rotarian somewhere and have them come and speak.
If somebody you know gets too close, feel free to tackle them.
We'll get them. Somebody's phone keeps ringing. I keep thinking it's mine, but it's not.
Yes. But the House of Friendship is where you find booths and displays from lots of different Rotary projects, from clubs and districts, and Rotary fellowships are here. In fact, we were visiting or we went by the Rotarians on Social Network Fellowship booth. Just lots and lots of different project ideas, and also, of course, your international Rotary vendors, where you can buy lots and lots of Rotary stuff if you're into buying Rotary stuff.
And of course, the host countries always have their own vendors. And so we've been having free port tastings. There was like 5 or 6 booths selling port, 4 or 5 selling jamon and cheese and anything Portuguese, and coffee.
Ah, nice.
You get good coffee everywhere. You don't have to search for a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah.
In Portugal.
In the interest of full disclosure, we have some in Sherman Oaks as well, but it's 7 in the morning our time, so just to keep this authentic. Now, so what have the other speakers been during the plenary sessions during that really caught your fancy, both of you? What have you heard about Rotary or the world that has grabbed you this convention?
Well, Jane Goodall, who spoke today, I think is always fabulous. I have heard her speak once before, but she just always does an amazingly emotional presentation. Reminds us all how important it is to be not just humans, but to be part of the biosphere in the greater sense and to take care of where we live. We also had a gentleman this afternoon who I had not heard of. Craig, actually I had to save the page. Craig Kleiberger, who is the co-founder of an organization called Free the Children. And if you go on Facebook or on the web, you can look for We Day, which is a youth motivational program that he's put together. And it's just really a ton of fun. Let's see, who else did we have? I
had a young gentleman who had been a child soldier during Sudan and was rescued by a British aid worker and has now started his own organization for peace. And he is now a rapper and has organizations that help promote peace around the world. And he spoke, told us his life story, and then did a very emotional rap presentation for us. He was fun. He was very energetic and really good.
Emmanuel Dahl, I was looking up his name.
Yeah.
He's also, you can find him on the web. Great presentation. And really, again, to think of what he's been through is really remarkable.
Yeah. And we should remind everybody. I'm sorry, go ahead, Nancy.
He's just completed a movie with, I can't remember what actor or actress it was.
Oh. Yeah.
Anyway, I forgot the actress's name, but a very famous actress. We would know if I can remember her name. And so now he's also breaking into movies, trying to spread his message. So he was interesting.
We should remind everybody that Rotary.org, the official website of Rotary International, will surely have some highlights of some of these speeches, and they put them up on YouTube. They've been posting videos once in a while. Not as good as being there, but then again, we're hanging out with you in Lisbon right now, so it still counts.
And actually, it's some exciting Rotary nerd news, is that they are promising the new Rotary website is going to roll out in August or September. I guess it's almost there. They wanted to have it by June, but it wasn't quite ready, so they decided to wait until it was ready. But they say it's going to be fun and easy to use. Everybody laughed when they said that.
I'm honestly not surprised about the reaction. Sometimes the Rotary website is fun right now. Yeah. It's the easy-to-use part that's so interesting.
Yeah. Well, the one big thing they're doing, I think it's actually a great idea, is they're going to actually have 2 websites, or 2 sort of sub-websites, one for non-Rotarians and one for Rotarians. So people who are just interested in Rotary or want to find out more can go to a place where they don't get bombarded with too much information. And Rotarians who actually need the detailed information will have kind of a different portal that they can go through to get to the place where they really need to get the nuts and bolts stuff. So it should have a really good public image effect too, and letting non-Rotarians know about us without getting them lost in the world of Rotary E's and stuff. So
too much
looking forward to that. Yeah.
So occasionally you do get good announcements coming out of the convention that are practical internally for Rotary, as well as what you've been talking about, out there in the world, like a Jane Goodall and how we all interact.
Yeah. Well, I would say it's probably, it's about I don't know, the plenary sessions are probably about 60% inspiration and maybe 30% of kind of internal Rotary stuff. But then a lot of the breakout sessions and things like that have lots and lots of kind of getting into the weeds of Rotary and get a lot of really good detailed information there.
Well, what breakout...
Information on e-clubs. I'm going to let Tom tell you about the e-club that we saw here in Lisbon while we were drinking beer.
Yeah, we were drinking beer with some Rotarian friends down at the Plaza of Commerce, and I saw this large Rotary gathering. Weren't quite sure who they were. We could tell they were Rotarians, the pins and all. And then one of the members of our group went up and talked to them, and it was actually Rotary E-Club 1, which is based in Boulder but worldwide, who was having their annual meeting. They meet once a year. I'm sorry, I'm getting a message there. They meet once a year at the convention, and we just happened to sort of stumble on their annual meeting this year. So that was a lot of fun. And there's in the House of Friendship, there are several new e-clubs that are here recruiting members.
They were the first experimental e-club in the world, which is why they get to call themselves Rotary E-Club 1.
Yes.
Just in case anybody thinks they're automatically the number one e-club in the world, they were first in time.
Yeah, exactly. But they are up to about 76 members, they said. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And worldwide is an interesting way of doing the membership, which is why they have their once a year, let's get together somewhere, the convention's logical place. And as you know, our Rotary Club has local membership, which is the other option.
Right.
But we're also nerds because we do stuff online like this, so it's okay. Now, what have you enjoyed about Lisbon itself during this journey? What has been your favorite cultural experience, touristy thing in Lisbon?
Drinking wine. No, actually, Lisbon is a remarkable city. We've had a lot of fun. It's the historical part is very compact. It's very easy to get around. Very beautiful. It reminds me a lot, not surprisingly, of some Latin American cities we've been to, but much, I guess, a little bit more modern, I guess you'd say. Wonderful transportation systems. Actually, I have to admit, yesterday we kind of goofed off and didn't go to the convention. We went down to Belém, which is a little district west of downtown Lisbon, but it was kind of the center of all the Portuguese discovery voyages. It's where the royal family hung out. We went to an old, now closed monastery down there and visited with several of the monuments and things, and then took a boat ride back up the Tejo River. But it's been just remarkably fun. It's just reminds us why Europe can be fun. Sometimes it's just fun sitting in cafes and having a drink and a little snack and having a good time.
That's where we were yesterday.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
This is probably an easier way to send it.
Yeah. This is the ultimate technological wow. We're using the magic of Skype, the internet, Wi-Fi in a convention center, and basically printouts of snapshots. It's perfect.
Yeah. And I think this is the first time I remember having this kind of Wi-Fi access at a convention. Before, they've always had little computer stations, but really good Wi-Fi here in the House of Friendship.
Yeah, and that's excellent. There actually have been some comments occasionally posted on Facebook by Rotarians about there being the occasional gap in the Wi-Fi within the convention itself, as people have apparently wanted to tweet or Facebook the convention. Wow, we're hearing from so-and-so right now, and it's really exciting. There hasn't been a lot of that. Fortunately, there's been a lot of posting afterwards, so we can enjoy it vicariously.
Yeah, it seems that it's basically set up with three big halls here. It's right on the river, and the big plenary session hall that holds 20,000 people doesn't have the Wi-Fi going. So unless you want to burn up international data time, you kind of need to wait till you scamper back over to the House of Friendship.
And actually pay attention during the sessions themselves.
That's true too, yeah.
You mentioned breakout sessions. Did you go to any specific breakout that grabbed you?
I have to confess that this year being my immediate past district governor year, I've been doing a little bit more touristy stuff than breakout sessioning stuff. But they did have, I know that they've been rolling out some very interesting public image materials at some of the breakouts. They've had a lot of breakouts on the new grant model and on, which now, of course, we're not calling it future vision anymore because the future is here, but on grant writing for the new grant model and things like that. So there's a lot of breakouts dedicated to that, and then a decent number on just sort of, the areas of focus. A lot. There were programs on microfinance and on maternal child health, disease prevention, pretty much the whole spectrum of different kinds of actual substantive projects.
Yeah, the range of opportunities of things we can do as Rotarians.
Right. And many of them, I understand, were sellouts. I know there was a little bit of moaning that some people couldn't get into some because they were so popular that they filled up before people got there.
Yeah, we actually heard that about the social media breakout, which apparently filled up very, very quickly.
Good. Yeah, in fact, we've had a couple of, before one of the plenary sessions, we actually had a video presentation about social media, and it featured, I think, a Facebook friend of yours. I'm having a bad day with names today. It must be residual jet lag, but the gentleman from the Grantham Club in England who did the Rotary Global Swimathon.
Yes.
It was basically about his project and how he used social media to build that into what he's built it into, which is a remarkable one-day event every year.
Yep, worldwide.
And Brian Wilson.
I think he was with the Beach Boys, but I know it's a swimathon, so that makes sense. I think it's Paul.
Paul, there you go. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, always glad to help. I mean, I'm also sitting at my computer. I could dive away from Skype and look this up, but no, I'm staying right with you, so this works. So tell us about the people. Tell us, I mean, off the top of your head, I remember when the convention was in Los Angeles, and it was one of my first Rotary experiences. I actually kept a little running list on a pad in my pocket of people from the countries where I had met someone from at least once. I thought that was the coolest thing ever now that I was suddenly a Rotarian. Tell us about the people you've met around the convention.
I have to admit that I haven't kept the pad and pencil with me to keep track. But I think, especially being in Portugal, I think, if anything, it seems like a wider variety than some of the other conventions we've been to. Huge contingent from Africa. Basically I don't say every, but all of the African Rotary countries, Nigeria, Niger, Cote d'Ivoire.
Lots of people from France.
Yeah, we have a big French contingent
because they're so close by. Many people from Australia, because the Australians, as we know, go everywhere.
Yes.
And they're
here next year. So.
That's right.
Busy promoting Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, and the Americans are in good forces here, but I think actually a little bit fewer than some other conventions. Just sort of feel it doesn't have quite the feel of. Well, I've been to some conventions that have felt mostly American with a little bit of the rest of the world. This really does. This one has felt a lot more international, and certainly a lot more languages floating around. It's not like everybody's sitting around speaking with a twang. They're all from all over, so it's been great.
Yeah, that to me still feels like the most interesting part of the experience. It certainly was in Los Angeles, despite all the great information we got, despite the breakout sessions, just all these people from all over the world who are Rotarians, just like the three of us.
Well, and I think it's really amazing. Even if obviously you can't talk to everybody or make friends with everybody, but just to be in a room with that many people who are basically like-minded. Listening to presentations and the energy you get from that, it really is just a remarkable feeling of internationality and unity that it almost sounds like a cliche. Maybe it is a cliche, but it's really a remarkable experience, and I would urge every Rotarian to do it at least once, and more if you can. It's just the energy is impossible to describe.
I'm looking to see if I can grab somebody, so I'm going to return. Let Tom keep talking.
Okay, so you're going fishing. This is exciting. So have you had any specific things that you are almost required to do as a past district governor, or are you effectively just a convention goer with a couple of extra ribbons on your name badge?
Yeah, I'm mostly just a convention goer with a couple of extra ribbons. Your governor-elect year and your actual governor year, you kind of feel like you need to be doing a little bit more in terms of breakouts and learning experiences. But this year it's been it's been more of a holiday and more of a relaxation and more of just kind of a fun visit with people. So actually, like I said earlier, been kind of taking a little bit of time off to just kind of goof off and do some of the tourist stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I found someone.
Oh, we have another guest.
Hi.
Hello.
From Italy.
I am Via from Italy, Sicily.
Sicily, Italy. Very nice to meet you. We're in Southern California, and you're now part of our Rotary E-Club program. We're interviewing Tom and Nancy.
Well, thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you for trying.
Bye.
Okay, so while you two are in Portugal, with the convention coming to an end this evening, are you dropping everything you're doing and coming right back home, or are you continuing to enjoy other parts of Europe for a little while?
Well, we're going to be enjoying some other parts of Europe. We're actually southern Spain and Andalusia. We're going to be taking a bus tomorrow to Sevilla, and then we'll be kind of doing a little circuit from Sevilla through Granada, Jerez, Cordoba, then up to Madrid for a couple of days, and then we're going to come home. But it seems like a shame to fly this far and not stay for a while.
Yeah. So we'll be going from Bom Dia in Portuguese to Buenos Dias in Espanol, and instead of obrigado for thank you, we'll be going back to gracias.
What language do they speak in Bishop? I still haven't figured that out.
It's its own thing. So
yeah,
its own dialect.
It's its own thing.
We did observe that Portuguese is a very interesting language in that it reads like Spanish, but it's pronounced like nothing on earth. It almost sounds Russian.
Interesting.
it has a lot of in it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I confuse easily because I'm thinking Brazil is in South America. Why aren't we speaking Spanish? I'm confused. Of course, I've never been to Brazil, so it doesn't count. So, well, thank you both for the time and for showing us the House of Friendship. It was a lot of fun to go to the one in LA. I'm looking forward someday to going to something that isn't local and to have the experience through the two of you as to what the convention has been like and the people you've met. This is a lot of fun. Any final comments for our massive viewing public, our members and friends who watch our videos?
June 1st, 2014, Sydney, Australia. I hear they speak English there mostly, so
yes.
That would be a good one for your members to go to, and I think it's going to be Sao Paulo, Brazil after that. So.
And then the year after that, I think, is Atlanta.
Either that or they might have Seoul.
Or Seoul and then Atlanta. That's right. There are 3 S's in a row. Sydney, Sao Paulo, and Seoul. Yeah. So what we have as a takeaway today is you got some interesting plenary sessions. You met a lot of interesting people. You saw fascinating sights, and everything involved either port, beer, or coffee. Is this accurate?
That is pretty close to being correct.
That's pretty good. And seafood.
Yeah.
Oh, and seafood. That counts as well. Well, have a wonderful continuing journey to Spain. On behalf of our E-Club members, thank you for giving us this time live from Lisbon. This is a lot of fun. And I look forward to hearing about the Spain trip after you get back home.
Very good. You give our regards to all. It's great to chat.
And as they say where you are, and as we learn from our Languages Project with Youth, obrigado.
Obrigado.
Obrigado. Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye.